Hi, welcome to Dunwoody Gallery. I'm Leslie Cannon. I am here at the beautiful Dunwoody Gallery here in Dunwoody, and I'm showcasing some of my artwork and talking about my process. And I'm a lifelong DeKalb County native. I was born here in Atlanta and have been living in Dunwoody for almost 30 years. This piece is called Who Wants the Last One?, referring to the last oyster on the tray. I'm an acrylic painter, and I really draw my inspiration from memories, from places I've been, events, and I'm also very drawn to the way light hits objects, and obviously color. You'll see bright colors throughout all of my work. I was telling Rosemary a minute ago, I try to paint neutral because it's very popular, but I always end up painting with a lot of color. And this tells a story of different meals I've shared with friends and family, different places I've been, and I always take pictures of the glasses and the bottles to get the reflection from the light, and so I kind of put them all together. I'm very excited this piece has sold because it was really fun to do. So I majored in art and education, and after I graduated, I went on to teach art at an elementary school in Gwinnett County for 10 years. And then when I retired from that, I started painting in my studio in my house. And I've always painted with acrylics because I paint quickly. And I like to paint fast and fluidly and try not to think too much while I paint, which is really hard a lot of times. So for the last 4 years, I have painted a live event painting for the Sproul Artistic Affair, and it raises money for the arts in Dunwoody. And in that event, I have to finish the painting within 4 hours, and that is really a challenge. I don't normally paint that fast, but that's always a lot of fun to do, and it's fun for people to watch and get to see how I make a painting come alive. This is one of my nest paintings. I've painted a lot of nests. They represent family. I can customize nest paintings with the number of eggs for how many children you have, or the whole entire family. I've done a lot of these. This one, I started adding elements from nature, and the way I paint is I paint very intuitively, and I start out with a plan, and then it usually takes off on its own little journey. And then my favorite part is usually when I go back in and add the background. I like to negative space paint, which means after I've painted the whole thing, there's usually a different color under here that you wouldn't expect. And I go back and put the background color in, and it's basically like I'm popping in the color or punching out spaces where I fill in. That's probably one of my favorite parts. This painting is wrapped up because it's getting ready to go off to the Dunwoody Country Club charity event weekend, a big fundraiser they hold every year. It's the 10th hole, and I really love painting landscapes, and happen to just started taking golf lessons. So now they are even more meaningful to me because I understand how difficult these sand tracks are. But it will be available at that charity weekend for auction. I actually really love being here in this space in Dunwoody. I have memories of being with my kids when they were really small, and it used to be a photo developing place when we did that. We'd go through the drive-through that's still there. But it's so central to Dunwoody, and I have had friends come up to me, or even people that I don't really know, say, I saw your work in the Dunwoody Gallery, or I saw you live paint at the Sproul Gallery. And I love that it connects me, grounds me to my community here in Dunwoody. I do take commissions, and I can work from your photographs. This was one that I went in my friend's backyard when her magnolias were in full bloom. I really try to capture a memory or a place or an event for people. I would be so thrilled if my artwork were to bring joy to your home, to your space, and if every time you looked at it you had just a warm, wonderful, peaceful thought. That would be so great. So thanks for visiting with me today. I'm Leslie Cannon. I go by Leslie Ray on my paintings, and you can find me on Instagram, Leslie Ray Cannon _art, and I have a website with that same name.